Attention passionate Kansas City CHIFS fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Kansas City Chiefs' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Kansas City Chiefs fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Kansas City CHIFS FANS. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if you've been paying close attention to the Chiefs this offseason, you already know that the team is in a really interesting position. The excitement, as always, is centered around Patrick Mahomes, the magician under center, and how the team is shaping up to defend their crown. But beyond the star quarterback, there's one area that's capturing a lot of attention during training camp, the offensive line. And let me tell you, this unit is shaping up to be one of the most fascinating groups to watch as the season approaches. The reason? Changes, competition, and a lot of questions that need answering before the Chiefs hit the field for real. So let's start with the big picture. The offensive line is the backbone of any successful football team, especially for a team like the Chiefs, which relies heavily on a potent passing attack and a dynamic running game. You know, Patrick Mahomes doesn't just throw for yards. He's a magician who can extend plays, scramble, and make miracles happen outside the pocket. But for him to do that consistently, the offensive line must hold up. And this year, the Chiefs have made some interesting moves to address that. First, you have Jalen Moore and Josh Simmons battling it out at the left tackle spot. Both guys are fighting for the starting role, and it's a competition that's definitely worth watching. Moore, who came over from the Dallas Cowboys, has shown flashes of talent, and he's hungry for a shot to prove he belongs. Simmons, a rookie out of UCLA, was drafted in this past NFL draft and is considered a promising prospect. The coaching staff is keen to see who can step up and solidify that spot because, let's face it, the left tackle is arguably the most critical position on the line. Protecting Mahomes' blindside, especially in an offense that loves to push the ball downfield, is paramount. Meanwhile, Kingsley Suamataia, who was initially brought in as a tackle, has moved inside to guard. This transition is interesting because it speaks to the Chiefs' flexibility and how they're trying to find the best five on the field. Suamataia, a former Oregon Duck, has shown promise with his size and athleticism, and moving him inside might be the best way to utilize his skills. The departure of Joe Thuney, a key veteran who was a stabilizing presence at guard for several seasons, leaves a void that the Chiefs are eager to fill. Thuney's leadership and consistency will be sorely missed, but it also opens the door for new players to step up. Now, how the left side of that line performs against the aggressive schemes of defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo will tell us a lot about what to expect from the Chiefs' offense this season. Spagnuolo is known for his complex blitz packages and creative pressure schemes, so protecting Mahomes against that defense in practice will be a good indicator of how the offensive line will hold up in games. The chemistry, communication, and technique on that side will be under the microscope, and fans are eagerly awaiting those battles in training camp. But of course, starters are just one piece of the puzzle. What about the depth, the backups, the players who will step in if injuries happen? That's where things get a little concerning right now. The Chiefs have some players behind the starters who are fighting for roster spots, but the depth isn't exactly overwhelming. Mike Caliendo, a backup guard, is currently the go-to guy for the backup left guard position, but he's not a household name. Behind him, you've got undrafted rookie Dalton Cooper, who's trying to make his mark. Cooper's a promising young player, but he's still raw, and the NFL is a whole different game. Behind Trey Smith, who's been a solid presence at guard, is C.J. Hansen, a 7th-round pick from 2024. Hansen has shown some potential, but he's very much a developmental player at this stage. This situation raises some red flags, especially considering how fragile offensive line depth can be. One injury, and suddenly the entire offense could be in trouble. The Chiefs have historically been pretty good at finding mid-season solutions, but ideally, you want to go into the season with a solid, versatile group ready to step up. That's why many analysts and fans are wondering if the team will look to add a veteran presence later in camp or during the preseason. Names like Will Hernandez or Shaq Mason come to mind, experienced guards who could bring stability and leadership. But the coaching staff might also prefer to evaluate what they already have and see if any of the younger players develop quickly enough. It's important to remember that the Chiefs' front office is very strategic about these decisions. They want to maximize their roster, get the best chemistry, and keep their cap space flexible. So, for now, it seems like they're giving the current group a chance to prove themselves. But make no mistake, if injuries hit or if the competition heats up, we might see some moves before the season kicks off. Now, stepping back a bit and looking at the overall picture, the Chiefs' offensive line, despite some uncertainties, still has a lot of talent, especially with Mahomes at the helm. The star quarterback's ability to extend plays and make something out of nothing often masks some of the line's imperfections, but that's not a sustainable strategy long-term. The offensive line needs to be a strength, not just a liability, if the Chiefs are to repeat or even improve upon their Super Bowl winning form. And speaking of the season ahead, the Chiefs are entering a really interesting phase. They're the reigning champs, which means every team in the league is gunning for them. The AFC West, in particular, has become incredibly competitive. The Denver Broncos, after a massive overhaul and acquiring some high-profile players, are looking to make a statement. The Los Angeles Chargers, with their explosive offense and a healthy Justin Herbert, are always dangerous. The Las Vegas Raiders, under new management and with some intriguing additions, are trying to climb back into the playoff picture. So the Chiefs' path to another Super Bowl isn't just about their own performance, it's about navigating a tough, competitive division that's only getting better. In this context, the offensive line's development during training camp could be a pivotal factor. If they gel quickly, protect Mahomes, and open lanes for the running game, the Chiefs will be in a very strong position. But if the line struggles early, it could give opponents a blueprint to slow down that high-powered offense. That's why the coaching staff is so focused on these battles up front during camp. Every snap counts, every rep is an opportunity to improve. And let's not forget how the Chiefs' roster has evolved over the last few seasons. They've become known for their smart drafting, their ability to find hidden gems, and their strategic free agent signings. Players like Creed Humphrey and Trey Smith have become cornerstones on the offensive line, showing that the team prioritizes youth and durability. But every year, new challenges emerge, and the team must adapt quickly. The 2023 season is no different, especially with the added pressure of defending a title and maintaining a high level of excellence. Looking at the broader NFL landscape, the Chiefs are still considered one of the top contenders, but they're also aware that the league has become more competitive. Other teams are investing heavily in their rosters, and the parity in the NFL means no game is guaranteed. That's why the focus during training camp is so intense, every detail matters. Whether it's the chemistry along the line, the individual performances in practice, or the strategic adjustments the coaching staff makes, everything is geared toward winning that next game, that next playoff challenge. So, as fans, it's really exciting to watch how this all unfolds. The battles along the offensive line, the emergence of new players, the coaching strategies, and the division rivalries all contribute to what promises to be another thrilling NFL season. And with Mahomes leading the charge, the Chiefs always have a shot at greatness. But it's these behind-the-scenes battles, the competition for starting spots, and the resilience of the backups that often decide the fate of the season. That's what makes training camp so vital. It's where champions are forged, and where every player, star or rookie, learns what it takes to be part of a team chasing another Super Bowl. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Kansas City Chiefs news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Kansas City Chiefs fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on the current state of the offensive line? Do you believe the team has enough depth to weather injuries? Who do you think will emerge as the starter at left tackle? Are you confident that the coaching staff will address any gaps before the season begins? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Kansas City Chiefs. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Kansas City Chiefs news. The anticipation is building, and every fan wants to see their team succeed, especially after that incredible Super Bowl victory. But remember, the journey is long, and the battles in training camp are just the beginning. The real test comes when the games start counting, when every snap, block, and pass could be the difference between another championship run or a season of what could have been. The Chiefs have the talent, the coaching, and the drive to make it happen again. All they need now is to solidify that offensive line, build that chemistry, and stay healthy. Look, the story of the Chiefs in recent years has been about resilience and innovation. From Mahomes' magic to the strategic genius of Andy Reid, the team has consistently found ways to adapt and come out on top. But as we all know, football is a game of inches, of split-second decisions, and of grit. That's why training camp is so crucial. It's where the groundwork is laid, where the team's identity is forged, and where the next chapter of Chiefs history begins to take shape. As the season looms, fans should also keep an eye on the emerging young players and undrafted free agents trying to make the roster. That next hidden gem could be the key to strengthening the line or providing that extra burst of energy in a crucial moment. Meanwhile, veteran leadership will be vital to guide the younger players and keep the team focused. The Chiefs' culture of excellence has always been built on a blend of youth and experience, and this year is no different. And of course, there's the broader context of the AFC, which is stacked with talent. The Bills, Bengals, Jaguars, and Dolphins are all aiming for the top, and the Patriots and Ravens aren't far behind. So every game counts, every matchup is a battle, and the Chiefs will need to be at their best week in and week out. The offensive line, as always, will be central to that effort. Protecting Mahomes, establishing the run, and keeping that pocket clean will be the keys to unlocking their offensive potential. In conclusion, this offseason has been about more than just adding players or tweaking formations. It's about vision, resilience, and preparation. The Kansas City Chiefs are entering a critical phase of their journey, and how they handle the battles along the line could very well decide whether they defend their throne or fall short. Fans should stay tuned, stay engaged, and continue to support their team through every practice, every game, and every moment of this exciting ride. The future is bright, and if history is any guide, the Chiefs will be ready to rise to the challenge once again. So keep the faith, Chiefs Kingdom. The best is yet to come, and I'll be right here, bringing all the latest updates, insights, and analysis to keep you in the loop. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, let's go Chiefs.